Good morning. It's a marvelous morning here in beautiful West Virginia, in beautiful historical White Silver Springs, West Virginia. And I'm going to do a Horary astrology chart. And the topic is going to be on President Donald Trump and West Virginia GOP Senator Shelley Capito. Because Shelley Capito had made it clear that she was going to oppose the health care bill because she didn't come to Washington, D.C. to hurt people. However, Donald Trump had gone to West Virginia for a Boy Scout jamboree and displayed his potty mouth. It really impressed the West Virginians. And Shelley Moore was off. So they're hopefully, well, I'm sure she didn't have the language that Mr. 45 did. However, I'm curious as to if there was something that happened between the two of them that convinced her that she should support this bill, the repeal and replace health care bill. So I cast a chart. Horary, a chart is, astrology is simple. You ask a question, cast the chart based on the timing of the question, and look at what the planets are doing to get your answer. So I started with the constituents, which I'm a constituent, asking the question. So I used the first house, which is Cancer, and the ruling planet, and it's not actually a planet, it's a luminant, because it's the moon. And look at the location of where the moon is, and the moon is in the 4th house, keeping company with Jupiter. And then I have to ask, how happy is that planet in those houses? And Jupiter and the moon are both term in their own term, which means that they're not fantastically comfortable, but there's no negative there. And then we will look at Donald Trump, Mr. Egomaniac. And we've got an Aries 10th house. The 10th house represents kings and presidents, and the ruling planet for Aries is Mars. And we find Mars in the 1st house. It's a Leo Mars, keeping company with the Leo Sun, and it's a term planet. However, it's keeping company with the Sun, and the Sun is in its own ruling sign, or its own, it has rulership of Leo, and so the Sun is really, really happy where it's at. And so he's got some powerful friends. I suspect it's the GOP senators and, I don't know, Russia. Who knows? Okay, and Capito would be the 7th house. She's the other person. We have Capricorn. The ruling planet is Saturn, which is in the 6th house. And it's the 6th house has to do with health care, so she's definitely concerned with health care. So let's see how these planets relate to each other. And you look at Trump and Capito, and they're in a trine, which is positive. You got a fire sign and a fire sign. So they're working together. And then you have the constituents in Libra, which is a air sign, so you've got air and fire. They're compatible both ways, and so everybody's working together, and I don't see any negatives. I don't believe that Trump bribed her or threatened her, but I believe that she was influenced by the Leo Sun, which is the GOP constituents. And it's possible she was told that, well, Trump is going to oppose it anyway, so whatever. Or not Trump, but McCain is going to oppose it, so she didn't have to have the GOPs mad at her because McCain really doesn't care. He's a real badass. Okay, and so I did a backup tarot. I always do a backup tarot. And here we have, I believe this is Capito, Senator Capito, the woman of crystal. She looks at herself as a guardian. And then we've got, okay, Seven of Cups. Okay, this is fear. So she's been in a state of fear, and it could be, is she going to be reelected? Is she going to have the GOP's colleagues mad at her? Is she going to have Trump mad? And so there's also confusion about what the bill was going to do and what did it say, and would it really harm the constituents. Okay, and so we've got breakthrough. So there is a new understanding. This is the Seven of Worlds. Probably money involved too. We got lovers, and no, the lovers came up in my last reading, so I'm looking at maybe a sex scandal, and then we've got the Ace of Cups. So somebody's feeling the love. And another thing I like to do is do a coin toss with a yes or no answer. And the 3 coins I'm using, okay, this is the Great Seal of the United States. Then I've got my DAR coin, Daughters of the American Revolution. And of course, we're not political unless you're a dolly, but we won't get into that. Then I've got my coin for temperance. To thine self be true. I've got 39 of those, and I'll be getting 40 in a few months. But what you do is you toss the coins, and I'm going to ask, is Shelley Moore going to be re-elected? So let's just flip these coins and we'll toss them. Okay, we got 1 head and 2 tails. So I'm going to say that there's a good possibility that she's not going to be re-elected. Okay, thank you much. Hasta la vista, darling.